Chinese New Year break comes, and that's like a huge holiday here, of course. So we had like a month off. What happened last year is people were traveling, and then Corona kind of broke out. So some people couldn't get back into China, and some people couldn't get back to their home. So then we were locked down till I would say like the end of March, and then we were doing homeschool. Like the kids were like doing school at home, like online learning. And then that shit lasted. I don't even like. I kind of blocked it all out. Like I was kind of traumatized. I can't like. I honestly like don't even remember. But then like March, I would say March, April-ish. Yeah, and then we could like travel around the cities because we couldn't go anywhere. Like nothing was open. The like you couldn't do any intercity travel, and then everything was locked down. And then it just kind of opened back up. It opened up slowly, and then once it opened back up, like I just started hitting all the shows and traveling to different cities and stuff like that. So it was just.
Do they have mask mandates in China, or were people already wearing masks? And the other question that I was going to ask is, when you were in full lockdown, could you even go outside? Were people allowed to go to the park and stuff? Or what was lockdown like in China?
You were allowed to go to the grocery store. The grocery store is like the only thing open. So you could go outside and take a walk. Nobody's going to stop you. As far as masks, people generally wear masks. We do have mask mandates. Like they won't let you in some places if you don't have a mask on. But like that's not really, like culturally, that's not really a problem. Like people had masks since we got here. If you ride the subway, you'll wear a mask. If you ride the high speed, the intercity rail, you'll wear a mask. So I mean, I would, I have like a pack of masks on me like all the time at this point, just in case. You could go somewhere, you need a mask.
So what's it like right now? Like, obviously you were out.
Right now,
everything's open.
Yeah, we're good. Well, Shanghai had some cases for this year, this Chinese New Year. Shanghai had cases. So we couldn't go to Shanghai. Let me see. We got health codes. So when you travel, you got to scan your code. They scan your code, and then they it just lets you know that you're all good. I'm trying to pull it up. Well, so it's green. Okay. So that code, like if you go somewhere where there's COVID cases, that code will turn red and you can't go anywhere because you got a red code.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
So back to the question of surveillance. Yes, like they watch you. That code, like if you translate the screen on the code, it'll tell them everywhere you've been. So like they know, they for sure know. Like there's no question about the surveillance. It's not like they're hiding. Like every city you've been in, they know where you've been.
Wow.
Plus you're always scanning your passport to go places, so it's just like they know. The surveillance.
Damn.
I think they want you to know.
I was there in the end of the 90s. Like literally, last time I was in China, I was a student and I was studying Chinese in Beijing. And back then, there was only one American. There was no Starbucks. There was no McDonald's. There was only one American business that was in China. Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's all they had. And then the Olympics happened and everything exploded. But back then, surveillance wasn't a thing, the mass surveillance. I mean, that's amazing. And that's everything that
I don't think they have the technology.
Right. That's everything that people, especially on the right, are freaked out about.
The issue of surveillance in 2021 is just an issue of who's getting your information at this point, because it's just like people argue against government surveillance and then like install cameras on their own property. And then like those cameras have Bluetooth and technology and all kinds of wireless stuff. So it's just like somebody's got your stuff at this point. If you're not like hardwired in the, talking on a landline and plugged into the Ethernet, like people got you. So these are the same people who were like complaining about surveillance and being watched and then like recording themselves like invading the Capitol on fucking TikTok. So it's like, it's just like a matter of, it's a matter of who has your information. It's just like let's say you get your bike stolen, go to the police and they'll just like pop up with the tape. Like they'll see the tape. Like they'll like, it's just like, they'll go get the tape and they'll watch it and like, they'll settle it right there. Like they'll go find who stole your bike. even in the US, it's not like the government stops surveillance that everyone's going to stop surveillance. So it's just like I think people just have kind of these delusions of grandeur where they think the government is very interested in the things they're doing. And I don't think that's particularly true. Optimally, you could live in privacy and things like that, but you can't if you want to do the fun stuff like have internet.
You mentioned the Capitol. I was there as a reporter, just documenting everything. I was contacted very soon by Capitol Police, and I, as a journalist, I've been putting everything out, and so I've assumed that they are watching what I put out there, just because of the topic and because I've researched extremism for the last 8 months in the United States. So I've kind of shrugged it off myself, but it's your point about, them making TikTok videos. And I mean, there were so many people who were posting videos of them actually at the Capitol. So the point is taken. I'm going to play one of your clips. This is a terrible segue, I think, but this is one of your clips about getting back to This is Simeon Goodson. He's with us from Wuxi, China. This is a little stand-up clip of him talking about being a foreigner in China.
When I first moved into my building, one of the Chinese people there, they was like, "Oh, you're a foreigner." Maybe you could be friends with one of the foreigners who lives upstairs. I was like, all right, I guess, So they took me out. They were like, go to the 8th floor. I went to the 8th floor. There's a fucking 60-year-old Japanese lady. The fuck? I mean, we foreigners, but we not foreigners. Trying to find some shit. And I was like, were you like Dragon Ball? She was like, no. She was like, you like tea? I was like, no. And that's it. Now my girlfriend's a 60-year-old Japanese lady.